Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you must do in order to have a happy retirement. So saving for retirement in the United States is more important than ever. Long gone are the days of pensions and defined benefits. So in this video, we're going to address the 5 things that you must know or do in order to have a happy retirement. Stay tuned. Number 1 is control your spending. So this obviously sounds like common sense, right? However, people still spend way too much money on things they want versus things they need. This leads me to point number 2. This typically comes from societal pressure. So we're bombarded every day with ads, social media, keeping up with the Joneses, our neighbors, our friends, all these things that come in the form of iPhones, cars, houses, vacations, pictures, things like this. And we all end up FOMOing, fear of missing out into certain impulse purchases because of things we're seeing through societal pressure, right? So this leads me to my next point. If you make $50,000 a year, just for easy numbers, we're typically taught to save 15% of our income for retirement. So that would turn into $7,500, AKA $625 a month per year in order to save that, right? So that $625 can evaporate very quickly with just a couple of impulse purchases because of point number 2. These societal pressures that we have to keep up with. So this leads me to my final point on this control your spending bullet point is we need to prioritize. So again, going back to the point of wants versus needs, what do you truly need versus what do you truly want? And I'm not saying that you have to give up small pleasures, but I'm saying focus on big wins in order to achieve the happy retirement that this video is about. Number 2 is educate yourself about personal finance. Learn about personal finance. So you don't need a finance degree or a master's degree in order to understand personal finance. I already got my finance degree, so you don't have to. So most personal finance simply boils down to behavior and discipline rather than numbers and math. Yes, it's important to understand the numbers and the math behind all this stuff. And obviously I have a stock market for beginners course. If you want to take a look at that, I'll leave it down below. But basically it comes down to behavior and discipline. Personal finance is more like a diet and a workout plan versus being some sort of rocket scientist understanding algorithms and equations, right? However, don't be intellectually lazy. Not understanding the basic concepts of personal finance or the mechanics of what you're investing in can be foolish and it's intellectually lazy. You're just gambling at that point. So whether you decide to invest in real estate, stocks, bonds, ETFs, whatever, it's important to understand these mechanics. Only then can you have enough conviction to be in these investments for a long term, and that comes through bullet point number 4, which is due diligence. Understand what you're investing in and how it works. So the final point that I'll leave you here on education is to study macro trends. So this is macroeconomics. This is stuff that will help you understand the small picture and the big picture and allow you to get ahead of the game in what you invest in. Number 3 is learning about economic and market history. So behavior in our previous slide does not equal history, and that's why I decided to make this its own point. So if the last point was how to screw in a light bulb, how to invest, how to learn how to invest in real estate, stocks, things like that, this one is learning about the inventor of the light bulb or the history of the light bulb. Shout out to Nikola Tesla, inventor of the light bulb. So my point is that history rhymes. So if you learn about past markets and market cycles, you'll realize that history tends to rhyme and that it will mentally prepare you to stay the course when investing over the long term. So business has cycles, okay? Business cycles. There's business cycles, real estate cycles, stock market has cycles. It will behoove you to become a history student because history is your friend. So once you understand about the dot-com bubble, the Great Recession, 07, 08, what happened there, March of 2020, it will give you bigger perspective on why you're investing in the first place and allow you to have conviction and skin in the game to be able to invest over the long term. History is your friend. Make sense? Number 4 is know thyself. This is potentially the most important bullet point out of the 5 that I'm going to talk about today. Are you a risk taker? Are you a planner? Are you conservative? Are you a degenerate gambler that YOLOs SPAC calls in his Roth IRA? So I have not done that, okay? Chill out, I have a target date fund, relax. Knowing yourself is key in long-term financial planning and retirement management, right? So you have to understand yourself because we're playing a game that is going to be decades long. It's not gonna be for the week, it's not gonna be for the quarter. We're playing a game that's going to be decades of work and discipline. So going back to point 3, there will be dips and there will be booms, okay? Dips and booms, AKA peaks, troughs, valleys, whatever fancy lingo you wanna use. To quote Dave Ramsey, the stock market is like a roller coaster. You only get killed if you get off halfway in the middle of the ride, right? So you need to understand that you need to go back to the previous point of studying market history and business cycles and understanding that there will be dips and booms along the way. So I can't tell you how many consulting calls I had in March of 2020 with people calling me, oh, my portfolio is down 20, 30%. You know, should I sell everything? What am I doing? I told people not to. This is not financial advice. I told people what I was doing. I was not selling at that time. And I saved a lot of people a lot of money because the market basically hit its peak just a few months after that. So being able to maintain strict long-term discipline for your retirement account is paramount to your long-term success. Number 5 is that you can do this yourself. It really is that simple. So once you understand the first 4 points of this video and understand that base foundational education and history of markets and all the things we talked about, you can absolutely manage your own retirement portfolio. It's not that complicated. So finance and investing is scary on purpose. It's meant to be intimidating, complicated, unapproachable. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of money to be made on Wall Street and also through traditional financial advisors, which is a dying industry in my personal opinion. There's a famous phrase on Wall Street called, where are the customers' yachts? Meaning that, you know, the brokers have yachts, where are the customers' yachts? They're the ones getting the hot stock tips, right? Because there's a lot of money to be made. That's what it boils down to. So you can do this yourself through a combination of mutual funds, index funds, ETFs. I mean, you can invest in whatever you want, but typically this has been proven to beat even the top hedge funds on Wall Street, just with this simple formula here. So ETFs, they're exchange traded funds, index funds, same thing, it tracks an index. They offer you broad diversification without the huge management fees of an active advisor, if you will. So obviously financial advisors, they do have a time and place if you are ultra wealthy, but unless you own, you know, a bunch of businesses, have a bunch of LLCs, a million heirs, you know, some owner of some conglomerate empire, you need like estate planners and financial advisors working together to manage your finances, or a family office. You typically don't need their services based on these 3 things right here. So I hope this video was educational for you. Saving for retirement sucks, but it is mandatory given the state of the economy and the state of the country that we live in. We're no longer, you know, the beneficiaries of you know, how baby boomers had basically defined benefits and pension plans. Both my in-laws have pensions. My wife, knock on wood, may have a pension, but I promise you they're either gonna keep pushing the age higher and higher, or the amount is going to be lower and lower. And with the rate of inflation that we're seeing, the purchasing power of those defined plans is not gonna be enough to buy a gallon of milk. That's an over-exaggeration. Please share the video if you got value from it. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, you know, share it with friends on social media, and check out my university if you haven't already. I will start putting out courses on personal finance, real estate investing, and stock market investing. Thank you so much and have a prosperous day. Where are the customers' yachts, bro? I see the broker, I see Wolf of Wall Street. They're chilling, dude. 50 foot, 80 foot, 120 foot yacht. I'm over here in a Honda Accord, bro. Come on, where's my yacht?